We're just waiting for YouTube to connect. Should be just a few more seconds, and then we will get started. We are live. Okay. All right. All right. So that's a delay on YouTube. Jai Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So yes, Maharaj. So my name is Harinamananda Das. I'm the one who reached out to you. Thanks to my dear sister Krishna Kumari. And we definitely want to thank you so much for being here. Also on the line, we have Bhakti Falak, or Bhakti Ranel, goes by Falak. And he will also be helping out on the call here. So
thank you very much for
we'll
inviting
get
me.
started. No. So all right, should I just read your bio? I'm not sure if most people on here know you. Generally, we kind of add things in post, but if you don't mind, we can read the bio now as well. It doesn't matter.
No problem.
Okay. I'm not sure if most people on here know you. Sorry, that's a delay from me on the YouTube. So add things in post, but if you don't mind, we can read the bio now as well. It doesn't matter.
No problem.
Okay. Okay. Can you still hear me? Thumbs up right now, or someone? All right. Thank you. All right. So we are here with His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodar Swami, I'm sorry. And Maharaj, according to bio, Maharaj got his first initiation in 1985 and his second initiation in 1986 from His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. And after 20 years of practicing and serving in the movement in different capacities, he was initiated as a sannyas on the 25th of March, 2005 in Mayapur, India, by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, on behalf of his Srila Gurudev, Bhakti Tirtha Swami, who left the world 3 months earlier. I'm sorry, 3 months later. On the 6th of February, 2011, he took the Guru oath before His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada at the Hare Krishna temple in Lupe, you how?
Ilupeju, Ilupeju, Lagos. You can say Lagos.
Okay.
Lagos.
In Lagos, yes. And now will serve. So he took Guru vow, and now he serves in the capacity of a spiritual master. His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami is the first African sannyasi and guru or spiritual master in the International Society of Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON. Maharaj has also served as the GBC of West Africa for about 5 years, according to the time of this writing. Currently, Maharaj teaches courses like Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhava regularly in Vrindavan Institute for Higher Education and Mayapur Institute, along with facilitating various seminars on practical aspects of Krishna conscious philosophy, like community building, self-sufficiency, etc. He is also on the MIHE panel of facilitators to facilitate ISKCON's Disciples course. After sannyas, he has been preaching extensively in different countries outside of West Africa. To name a few, as the USA, Mauritius, India, Brazil, and currently has opened a new ISKCON frontier in the island country of Seychelles. Apart from this, Maharaj is developing a vibrant Krishna conscious farm community in Ghana, Nigeria, West Africa, aspiring and empowering devotees to be self-sufficient. So again, we'd like to thank you, Maharaj, for being here. This Maharaj is developing a vibrant. If I can figure out how to mute my Zoom, I might. Nigeria, West Africa, aspiring. Okay, that works. I figured out how to mute something. So yes. So Maharaj, if you would mind getting started, would you like us to ask a question, or do you want to just go right into class or ask questions later?
Yeah, I think she'll ask the question later after the class.
Okay. So please, the floor is yours now. Thank you.
Yes. So should I chant the Domodar? We should go straight. What is your procedure?
Oh, yes. Yes, if you're doing just as a regular class, pretty much just as a regular class.
Okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Vande Vipadi Jaya Radha Madhava Vande Vipadi Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Astuchara Sima, the divine guest, is confounder Charya Jagat Guru. A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Jayam Vishnupad, Paramahansa Parivrajacharya, Astuchara Sima, the divine guest. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Guru Vaishnava ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridasa Kura ki jai. Prem Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinata Shyama Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Mathura Dham ki jai. Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki jai. Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Jamuna Mai ki jai. Ganges Mai ki jai. Tulasi Devi ki jai, Bhakti Devi ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories, glory to Shri Shri Guru Sri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prisai Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Srita Shamani. Namaste Krishna Padaya Prabhupada Shitanmani Shri Gaura Karuna Sakti Bhakti Tintinamani. Om Namo Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottama Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayat Nashta Praisa Badresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhakti Bhavati Nashtini. Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmritandena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Kadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Yuttapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupa Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Purijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakam Vitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandha Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Bandhavanishwari Prisabhani Suti Devi Pranamani Hari Priya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. My respectful obeisances to all the devotees present and all our acharyas. Today we are looking at the importance of studying our scriptures. What is the importance of studying our scriptures? So, Srila Prabhupada has himself given us everything in his own books. So, why should we study? What is the importance of studying our scriptures? I will take it from Prabhupada's own words directly. Then we can look into it more. So, as the Prabhupada said, books are there to make you lawful. The books are there to make us lawful. Because you have forgotten Krishna, therefore Krishna has given you so many books, Vedic literature. Therefore, I was stressing, don't waste your time in reading nonsense literature. Just concentrate your mind in this Vedic literature. Then you will know why these books are there. Just to remind you to become lawful. But if you don't take advantage, then you are misusing your life. So what's the importance of reading the scripture? It will make us lawful. We have been living animal life, irresponsible life, barbaric life. The scripture will mold our lives to become lawful. Therefore, it is a guiding principle. Animal does not have scripture. The scripture is for human beings. Why? Human beings have developed a consciousness to understand what is the difference between human beings and animals. We cannot get it otherwise. Not even in our universities. One of the professors in one prestigious university in the US, he said, our present universities are training us to become skilled barbarians. This is a professor from the university saying this, not a devotee. And that is experience. Our universities are training us to become skilled barbarians. So the point is that even in the universities, you cannot become lawful people because there is no system, there is no principle to make us human beings. Instead, even if we are trying to become human beings, our universities will make us skilled barbarians. And Prabhupada himself said, our school today are slaughterhouses. So they are correct. They are slaughterhouses. Animals are not taken to slaughterhouses to be maintained. Animals are taken to slaughterhouses to be slaughtered, to be killed. That means that we are going to universities today not to become human beings. It's to become spoiled children, people spoiled, completely spoiled. So Studying the scriptures will make us lawful, become law-abiding personalities. That is why we should read the books. The prophet said, if we don't read the scriptures, we are misusing our own lives. We are misusing our own life for something which will not benefit us. So it is very, very, very important for us to read the scriptures. We become human beings. And a Christian consciousness begins from a human platform, not from animal platform. So animal does not have religion, they don't have scripture. Other species of life does not have scripture, they don't have religion. Only human beings have religion. If we don't study our scriptures, we will simply waste our time for nothing. So why is these books are there? Just to remind you to become lawful. But if you don't take advantage, then you are misusing your life. And when you look at the whole world, that is where things are going. Misusing our lives for sense gratification. Sense gratification are best done by animals, not by human beings. It's a waste of life, waste of time. If we don't study our scriptures, proper continue to say, we will read nonsensical literatures because the taste is there to read, to know something. So if you don't know the right thing, you're going to know the wrong thing. And the wrong things are easily available than good things. So we must read our scriptures to become lawful. All over the world, the word unrest is very common. All over the world, unrest is very, very common. Why unrest? Because we have unlawful people who are creating disturbances. Why? Because they're not reading the scriptures. If we are studying the scriptures, we'll become gentle people, gentle, well-behaved people. Behavior which is very, very conducive. So to cultivate that conducive behavior, we need to read the scriptures. We should study the scriptures scrutinizingly, very carefully, because our scriptures are not ordinary novels. Our scriptures are not ordinary books. If we read our scriptures, the scriptures direct us to where we are in the universe, where our position is with the Supreme Lord. What is the nature of this world, this material world? How is it constituted? We will know if we study the scriptures how the spiritual was also constituted. They are different. And we know where we belong. What is our relationship? What is our duty in this world? This can happen only when we study the scriptures. So Prabhupada said, you should read so many nice books we have got. So many nice books we have got. Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nectar of Devotion, Sri Upanishad, Nectar of Instruction. You see, we should read. Let us take one verse from Bhagavatam and see the importance of reading. We should read. That is the point. If we read, we will not waste our time for nonsensical things. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11. chapter 3, text 24. Count 11, chapter 3, text 24. So cham tapasitik shamcha monam swadhyaya marajavam brahmacharyam ahim samcha samatvam danda sangyayo. Translation. To serve the spiritual master, the disciples should learn cleanliness. To serve the spiritual master, disciples should learn cleanliness. I remember during our days, cleanliness. You cannot enter the classroom before cleanliness checking. All the students will line up outside, and the teacher has to check every single student one by one. Their fingernail, their teeth, their ears, their hair, their dress, before you are allowed inside the classroom. Those days, our days. These days, I don't know if it is there, but this is what is required. To serve the spiritual master, the disciples should be, it should learn cleanliness, austerity, tolerance, silence, study of Vedic knowledge, simplicity, celibacy, non-violence, and equanimity in the face of material dualities, such as heat and cold, happiness and distress. Just look at one verse, how it is so loaded. When we talk about indiscipline, what are we looking at when we say indiscipline? Indiscipline. We already talk about unrest. Unrest is due to indiscipline. Those who are very disciplined, they will not create unrest. They will create peace because you will give what you have. A peaceful person will make other people peaceful and make every environment peaceful. So look at these wonderful qualities. These qualities are from the scriptures. They are not taught in the universities today. So a person who has these qualities will naturally be attractive in all circumstances, very attractive. And people would like to associate with such a person. And this is what we need. The scriptures give this training. The scriptures give this knowledge. This is the discipline that we need right from the beginning. Right from the beginning. This is the foundation that should be laid from the beginning. So the scripture lays this foundation for us to practice cleanliness, to be very austere. Austerity. It brings strength physically, mentally, spiritually. Yes. There's so much lacking today, materially and spiritually. Why? Because you're not austere. Those who are very austere, they can get anything materially, spiritually. Otherwise, everything wouldn't reach. Studying the scripture is very important because it gives this facility, gives this opportunity. So we must carefully study our scriptures. Proper continue. Stressing reading my books, particularly if you read books, proper books, what are we doing? If you read proper books, we are associating with Prabhupada. And not only associating with Prabhupada, you are associating with all the pure devotee Prabhupada quoted in his purports. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, Baldev Vidyabhushan, Sis Goswami, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, all of the acharyas, all of the Sampradaya acharyas, Prabhupada quoted them in his purport. So reading Srila Prabhupada's books, we are associating with all these acharyas. And association with these acharyas means what? Is a perfection of life. So if you study the books, we are approaching perfection of life. If you study the books, especially if we are doing it scrutinizingly, if we are doing prayerful study of the scriptures, it's different from scanning the books to know what is there and forget it or use it to go and preach to others. It will not exist in us. So, association with pure devotees will also make us pure. Pure. So, if you study the books, you will become pure souls. Pure souls. That is guaranteed. And I'm very much stressing nowadays that my students shall increase their reading of my books and try to understand them from different angles of vision. Each sloka can be seen from many, many angles of vision. So become practice in seeing things like this. If we are selling the books, but we do not know what is inside the book, that will be a farce. So Prabhupada did not write the books for selling. He wrote the books for us to read, so we can become our brothers and sisters keepers. If you read the books, you will understand the importance of human life. You will understand what is our relationship with the Supreme God. We will understand why we are in this material world. We will understand. Generally, if you ask someone, may I know you, sir? May I know you, madam? May I know you? Immediately we start to describe the things which we do, not the person who is doing those things. If you say I'm a doctor, that is what you do. That is what you do. What the soul is doing, not not you. It's the thing you do. I'm a lawyer. That is what you do. So we are describing the things which we do, but who is doing this law thing? Who is doing this doctor thing? Who is doing that? That is not known. That is a problem in the material world. Our problem in the material world, the main problem, the disease is ignorance. The scripture removes ignorance from our existence and to provide us knowledge. If we study the books, we will develop knowledge. And one who has knowledge will automatically develop detachment. Detachment will bring us renunciation. And renunciation will take us to Godhead. So we should read the books very carefully. Always read and always hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Srinivatam Swakata, Krishna Punya Sarvana Kirtana. If you hear regularly Srimad Bhagavatam, we are therefore stressing. Always hear, always read, always hear. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Always hear, always read, always chant. Because if you hear, you're going to repeat it. If you don't hear, there's nothing to repeat, if there's nothing to hear, nothing to repeat, there's nothing to remember. To remember, to repeat chanting, it depends on hearing. We have to read Bhagavatam every day, As you read Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, read every day. You should read. Yes. Very, very important. Yes. What we hear will become our speech. Our speech will become our action. Our action will become our culture. Our culture is what is building our present existence. That is what everybody is doing today. And if we have a rich culture, which comes from reading, we will become successful human beings. And opposite is we will not be anything but a disturbance in the society. So much unrest everywhere because we are not reading the authorized scriptures. Like I said before, the Vedas, our scriptures, they gave us direction. Yes. When you look at the material world, where are we going? Where's the direction? If you look at the material world, look at the billboards all over the world. Look at the billboards. Where are they directing us to? All the billboard, all the everything, T-shirt, supermarket, everything. Where are they directing us? Sense gratification. The scripture directed to self-realization. After self-realization, then we can talk about God realization. Without self-realization, there is no God realization. Just like if we are not conscious, we cannot become God conscious. To be God conscious, we have to be, first of all, conscious. And conscious beings are those who are studying the scriptures. And then we'll be able to understand. Just like when you look in the mirror, if you look in the mirror, then you see what is unnecessary on the face. Right? If you don't look in the mirror, you cannot see what is unnecessary on the face. Similarly, if you don't look into the scriptures, we can't see what is unnecessary in our lives. We wouldn't be able to understand why we're suffering. And even if you have idea, okay, I'm having a sick body. So what to do with it? If you don't know, what will you do with it? We have no solution. The scripture study gives a direction, gives a solution. It gave us a purpose in life. So when we look in the scripture, just like when we look into the mirror, we'll be able to see what is unnecessary on our face, on our faces. We look in the scripture will tell exactly what is unnecessary. It gives us a way to think. It gives a way to talk. It gives a way to behave. It gives a way to work. It gives a way to act. It gives us a way to eat, to sleep. Everything we directed are all given in the scripture how to behave. So the scripture gives a direction, where to go. Why that direction? How to go? The scripture gives the perfect direction. So it is necessary, it is compulsory that every human being should study the scriptures. And Chanakya Pandit said, a human being must read the whole Bhagavad Gita every day. Anyone who calls himself or herself a human being must read the Bhagavad Gita every day. And Sanatana Goswami said, Bhagavatam is my companion, not cell phone. Cell phone is not companion. Bhagavatam is companion. That is a fortunate soul who has Bhagavatam as his or her companion. Companion. A person who having our scriptures as their companion, a person who has scripture as a companion has a direction in life. He cannot be a fool and he cannot be lost. Like presently, when I look at the whole material world, everyone is lost. completely lost. Bhagavatam gives a direction, where to go, and it will take us out of darkness, to take us out of darkness and bring us to light. Prabhupada continue. My dear Tosana Krishna, regarding your proposal to become a doctor because your mother wants to prosecute your education, I think if you can learn Krishna consciousness perfectly by reading our different literatures and books, you will be a better doctor than the ordinary physician. You become a spiritual doctor. You cure the soul and not the body. The body is already a dead matter. No doctor can cure the dead matter. There's no doctor anywhere that can cure that. So, if one becomes a spiritual doctor by reading our books, we will cure the soul. A soul is encased in this body, and we are constantly decorating and painting the cage and forgetting the bird in the cage. The soul is inside this body is starving. Starvation of the soul is what people call depression. And there's so many seminars on depression. There's so many talks on depression, so many counselors on depression. They themselves are depressed. The root cause of depression is that the soul is starving. So Prabhupada is saying you should become a spiritual doctor. So it will cure the soul by taking the soul out of depression. The ordinary physician may cure the disease of the body, but if you become advanced in Krishna consciousness, you'll be able to cure the disease of the soul for many, many persons. And that is more important than a doctor or medical practitioner for curing the disease of this body. However, we may be expert for keeping this body fit. It is sure and certain that this will end. But if you can protect the soul from being fallen, a victim of this material existence, that is a great service. I hope this will meet you in good health, good Krishna conscious health, good Krishna conscious health. So, how do we teach this to modern man? How do we present this? And Prabhupada said here we should present it in different angles of vision. And Prabhupada said different angle of vision. That means what? We can use a technology just like what we are using now. I'm seeing that people from India, from US, from UK, from Africa, different places, we are all sitting together here at this time. This is one way to present Krishna consciousness to a modern person who does not have time. A modern person does not have time because of unrest. Because of unrest, we are so much tense of anxiety, depression. We're so depressed and frustrated because the soul is starving in the body. So, how do we give Krishna consciousness to such a person? It is through having Harinam. You can easily engage people. Just hearing Harinam, the holy name, chanted in the street. Just hearing people. Even if you are not talking to the people directly, just chanting the holy name in the street, people who are passing by and hearing, there is a lot of benefit in that. Harinam. Distributing prasadam is another powerful way. If you give philosophy, someone may argue, no, I'm Jesus. I'm Jesus. But if you give someone prasadam, you will not say Jesus. is food. He will gladly take. I know in Brazil, easiest way to present Christian consciousness, one of the easiest ways, prasadam. The devotees, they have restaurant, and thousands of people come to eat prasadam in their restaurant. They're not arguing. I know one of the restaurants, there's a long queue, and people patiently wait. There are other Karami food just by the side, but they're waiting for the prasadam. They're waiting. They could easily go there and eat their burger, but they're waiting to take prasadam. So we can present Christian consciousness through food. We can present Christian consciousness through Harinam. We can introduce Christian consciousness through teaching yoga. Yoga, people are very much interested these days about yoga. So people want to have good health because yoga, that's what many people know. You get to do some exercise to keep the body fit. But that is not yoga. But we can take advantage of that and present Christian consciousness to people who will come to Christian consciousness through that. And I know my spiritual master is one of the most expert person in bridge preaching. Bridge preaching. He is so successful. One of his godbrothers described him as a person who entered the water to catch fish, but not getting wet. That is His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj. He entered the water, he will catch the fish, but not get wet. That means that he has perfectly designed his Krishna consciousness in such a way that when he presents it, he will get people, but he does not become contaminated. Like I've seen many people these days. I saw many of my friends I knew many years ago, devotees, and they're having big beard, like a hermit, because they're preaching in Rishikesh and Haridwar. They're giving big beard. I was shocked to see that. I said, "Brother, what is this?" Oh, we are in Rishikesh, so the place for these Mayavadis, you have to be like this. When Srila Prabhupada was asked to dress with the suit, with the coat in America, and give up dhoti, he said no. Prabhupada said, "You Indians, you came here as beggars, so you can change. I came here to give, so I have to maintain my style." And he maintained his style. And that is how we became devotees. So Bhakti Maharaj packaged his own system of bridge preaching that he never diluted his style. He never diluted the philosophy. He presented everything that he will get to, but didn't get it. Of course, that requires a very high level of devotion to do that. So this few ways you can present our Christian consciousness to a modern person who is so preoccupied with so many nonsensical activities which will take us to hell. People are very busy doing that. But activities which will take us to hell and give us real life, people don't have time for it. Of course, that also depends on karma. But as devotees, spiritual doctors, we have to design our way in such a way that we can attract people to come in prasadam, holy name, yes, yoga, through internet we can put seminar on stress management by doing that. Oh, okay, people can, but eventually they will be led to come to Krishna consciousness. Those on devotees, they will introduce mantra meditation. Okay, mantra meditation. Meditation, okay. Before I came to Krishna consciousness, there is some useless man who called his transcendental meditation, DM. I want to say DM. Oh, that's great. DM. But what is it? Meditate on plantation, forest. That is DM. But the real DM, transcendental meditation, is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra that people can simply sit down and start chanting this mantra softly, 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 the stress will be gone, anxiety will be gone, tension will be gone, all the impurity will be gone, all material anxiety, they will disappear simply by teaching people, not 16 round at the beginning, not 16 at the beginning. It will be very difficult. They will not take it. So we don't have to give them, we have to cut the pills. Yeah, you can do this for a few minutes every day, and then gradually, they will come to mm, taking of the beat to chant 1 round to 2 to 4. And in this way, we are taking people gradually from where they are to the topmost level of pure love of Godhead. Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Can you hear me, Maharaj?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
hearing you.
Okay. Are you ready for questions now, or?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, I did have a ton of questions here, but you've answered all of them.
Oh, I see.
So what I would like to do, I will open the floor up, but before that, I would like to ask, systematic study of the scriptures. Do you recommend any books that we should start in a particular order for new people?
Yes, we can start with the science of self-realization. Very, very powerful.
Yes. Favorite.
It covers so many things. If you start with science of self-realization, it will answer all the questions and disabuse all the wrong notions we have in our mind. So it's better to start with the science of self-realization.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. And after that, should we go to the bigger books or read all those Prabhupada's small books first, or?
Yes, after science of self-realization, it's good also to go through small books, which will start very much about Gita. the interest to read about Gita will come in. And in the beginning, to start with the Bhagavad Gita, it's better to start reading chapter 2.
Mm.
If you read chapter 2 first, it will be easier to understand the chapter 1. Then we can continue to chapter 3 and then go on and on like that. Because the chapter 2 has a philosophy about the soul, about the nature of the body, the universe, eternality of the soul. So this philosophy, that is where there is philosophy. Chapter 1 doesn't have much philosophy. It is preparation for our actual day-to-day life.
Thank you so much. And if devotees know how to raise their hand, they can do that. Otherwise, if you just want to unmute yourself and go ahead and ask your question.
Marble Maharaj, please
Hare
accept
Krishna.
total business, please. I'll go to the Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah.
That was very nice. I appreciate what you just said, particularly about the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2.
Mm.
But I would like, if all of the devotees who are listening and those who are not available to pass this on, I did not fully understand Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, until I read the Mahabharata.
Mm.
Because to understand the characters, all of the first chapter explains thoroughly in the Mahabharata. It explains how great the warriors were,
Right.
and not just the physical prowess, but the actual characteristics of their relationships to Krishna or to the Yadu dynasty or the Pandavas. To understand all of that in completeness, it became very clear by reading the Mahabharata, which is, I believe, the one I read was by Krishna Dharma. So I would
Right.
like to recommend to all serious students that you take the time to read the Mahabharata. Then, if you go and we'll read the chapter 1, it's a lot easier to understand. So that's just something that I realized. And also, one more thing, Prabhupada did say that to understand, to read his books, you need to read the Srimad Bhagavatam at least 3 times. He says it's going to take 50 years. So all of you young devotees who have plans to do anything else in life, just prepare. And I'm saying that because I've been a devotee now for going on 54 years. For me, I'm just now beginning to appreciate what I'm reading. It's not as easy as what it says. The Prabhupada is giving us the highest degree of understanding, but prepare yourself to be able to read for the rest of your life. That's all. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you. That's great. And thank you for being such a long-time devotees. It's an encouragement. They have senior devotees. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So I see that we have, I'm not sure what order, so I'm going to call on Kamal, I'm sorry, I'm reading it in my brain. Kamalakshi Devidasi, to please unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev, please accept my most humble obeisances.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Gurudev. Gurudev, I heard in your lecture 2-3 days ago that we should always measure our Krishna consciousness. So how we can measure our Krishna and how we can know that how much we far away from achieve our goal?
Thank you for your question. How can we measure our Krishna consciousness? Krishna consciousness is not measurable because it's eternal. Krishna is unlimited. Holiness is unlimited. Bhagavatam, everything is unlimited. So how can we measure our Krishna consciousness? Yes, these things are unlimited, but we are limited. Our practice is limited. According to Kapil Muni, our practice is in mode of ignorance, passion, and goodness. So that is not bhakti. It is we who are practicing in the mood because we're in the mood. So how do we measure that? Which is unlimited. We can check to see by looking at the scriptures how tolerant I am, how simple I am, how non-envious I am, how I am appreciating devotees. I am giving up all the bad habits which have been there. So we can look at all these things. We can look at how am I relating with brothers and sisters. Am I seeing them as part and parcel of Krishna? Or I'm seeing them as my property or what?
The problems that they create.
The problems. Is that what we see? We're seeing the Christians parts and parcel equally loved by Krishna. Or what do we see? Do we relate with each other deeply and there's a competition? How much I will care for you? How much you care for me? We have such a competition among ourselves. How that is what you see with the pure devotees. As much as devotees try to serve Krishna, the same Krishna also try to serve the devotees. This is spiritual competition. If we are applying that in our Krishna conscious life, in this way we can check where we are in our Krishna consciousness, which also means accountability. Yes. Does it make sense?
Yes, Gurudev, thank you so much. Gurudev, one little question I have also, as you mentioned, that we should start from science of self-realization. then we should go to Bhagavad Gita. So
Yes.
can we skip other small books, because so many small books? So when we will reach to Bhagavad Gita?
Yes, you can skip and go to Bhagavad Gita. After science of self, yes, no problem. You can go there and read Bhagavad Gita, read Mahabharata. And Prabhupada suggested you can read Mahabharata. You have the history. You have the history of the whole Bhagavad Gita before you enter into reading. Then you can get the picture. And some people get also disturbed with so many names. So there's so many names. Yes. Different personalities. Yes, you can go to Bhagavad Gita because there's so many small. You don't have to go through all of them. That would be nice. You can go to Gita lessons of self-realization. And as you also continue to chant every day, it will help to clear all the clouds so that we enter the Bhagavad Gita, we can have some understanding. Best of all is to do Bhakti Sastri. That will help us to understand exactly. Without Bhakti Sastri, it will be difficult to understand everything completely. Even if you are doing it for 100 years, when you do Bhakti Sastri, you have a better understanding about Bhagavad Gita. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Much. Do you have time for more questions, or you have to go now?
It's okay. I can answer. No problem.
Okay. So we would definitely love to have you back. There's a few things that I wanted to ask as well. But
Okay.
we have a few people with their hands up, so I will want to invite you to come back to
No
speak
problem.
with us again.
No.
And thank you so much. And the next person I see in the line is Rumel Mela. If you want to unmute yourself. I'm sorry if Rumel, if I mispronounce your name.
Please accept my humble obeisances. I wanted to ask one thing, as you said in this series, that we should try to read all 3 books daily. So we have a limited time. Can't we read one book in a day? Because it takes time to actually absorb things and then understand it properly. Or do we have to read all 3? Like, do we have to do like from every book we have to read 1 shloka at least in a day? How should we do it? Kindly guide me.
Yes. It is very, very important to read verse by verse. We should read all the verses because they are very important. They are spoken by Krishna or about Krishna by Krishna's pure devotees. So they are very important. That is why they are there. So we should read all verse by verse. And if you want to move faster, you can read 2 books at a time. Read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam at the same time. It will help you to understand better and move faster also. Very sweet. It will also make you to be attentive so you don't sleep while you're reading. Because you want to catch what the topic which is being discussed. So you can try that science, it will help you. I find it very interesting when you read 2 books at the same time. Very interesting.
So shall we do one shloka or like two shloka or something like that in a day? Like properly understanding.
It depends on you. Some people they have very sharp understanding. They can. I have one good brother. He said, "Lord, I'm Madam Prabhu. He's very, very fast. For a very short time, he can understand very easily. Not everybody have that ability. So it depends on our individual ability. Also, our taste in the reading. Our taste reading has a lot to do with it. So Papa recommend that if you read, you don't understand, read again, you understand. So in that way, it means you have to repeat. You have to understand it. So it will take some time for some people. And some people move very faster. It depends on us.
Thank you.
50 years.
Ditibat, could you unmute yourself?
Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisance.
Yes, go
Gurudev,
ahead.
you mentioned.
Go ahead.
They disappeared on us. Rukmini Nath, could you unmute yourself, please?
Thank you very much. I think the Bhakti moves. Thank you very much. And
Thank
my
you.
humble obeisances to Maharaj. Maharaj, I'm speaking from actually Guwahati, Assam. You had come here in 2014.
The Krishna.
So I had the great fortune and to meet you in our parikrama, which is quite popular. So thank you very much.
Krishna.
I regularly see your YouTubes and it is really inspiring. So as of today also, I have a very simple question, but very important question. So
Please go ahead.
yes, actually it's for me and it's for the others also, in the sense, other sense. Like, the Bhadra is going on and Srimad Bhagavatam is one of the most prominent and important Vedic literature. It is fruit. It is the one which is going to bring spiritual revelation, revolution in the entire world. It is claimed in the Bhagavatam itself, and Srila Prabhupada had the full confidence in it. So my small understanding is that how I can inspire myself actually to go deep into this Srimad Bhagavatam, one. And second thing, and how I can also maybe help or inspire others to go for this, because this is the most important literature one can read before death. So what is the easy, quick, fast, or what is the way which we can just guide us? Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Thank you. Thank you for your question. Generally, we develop taste for something by a good association. That is how present day demons are taking advantage of advertisement. If you watch very carefully, you see that majority of people are forced to buy things that we don't need. It's advertisement. So if we if we have good association, and Prabhupada said the essence of association is to hear. So if you associate with devotees who are interested in studying, reading Bhagavatam, you will develop taste. You will be able to understand the importance of the Bhagavatam and how Bhagavatam is directly Krishna, not different from Krishna. So good association will help us understand this. And for some devotees who naturally have a taste for reading, is also another good asset to help us to develop interest in reading. You can take pleasure in reading that. And if we want to develop taste also, another way is to select some topic. For example, I want to hear something about tolerance. So if you choose that topic and you go to a section that's talk about, like a verse 11:3-24. So you can go into this and study very deeply. Then there are so many topics you can also go to. Tolerance is there. You can go to patience. Then you can go to non-violence. Then you can go to anger. Then you can go to humility. Then you can go to pridelessness. We will develop interest in reading because they are wonderful qualities, Christian qualities, which we want to develop. And Bhagavatam will help us to develop all these qualities. Yeah. Or we can do Bhakti Festival. It's a chance to associate with devotees who are very experienced in their Christian consciousness, and they will help us to see how powerful Srimad Bhagavatam is. These are some of the ways you can develop, you can get into the spirit of Bhagavatam. I hope that makes sense to you. So,
Thanks, Maharaj. And how about this to inspire others? Just I was not very clear. How to inspire others also, so that we can inspire to at least buy the Srimad Bhagavatam and they can keep in their house, or they can read and then study.
Yes, if you know something, you have the spirit to give it out to others, because the energy will be burning within you. That's why you see pure devotees don't like to preach, because they have compassion in their heart. So they want to give it out to other people. So when you read the Bhagavatam, you know the content, you know what pleasure, the bliss you are getting from it. Naturally, you like to give it to others. Something which is so important and people are suffering, let me give it out to others. That enthusiasm will come. That desire will come. So you read it, then you have to give it. Like Prabhupada is saying, he didn't write this book just for sale. We have to read it. We'll know what is inside, we will give it out. Yesterday, we were reading from Lamrita. One devotee was telling us his experience. When he saw devotees coming from Sankirtan, and he saw they were very blissful. So he wondered, what did he do after they making them so blissful like this? So he started listening to their Sankirtan report. They were sharing their experiences with each other. He developed interest to also go on Sankirtan. When he went, he couldn't stop, because he started getting all the bliss. So the same way to become our own experience. When you start to associate with the people who are interested in this, we understand how powerful Bhagavatam is by reading it, by hearing it from others. We like to give it also to other people, to become an intoxicant, to share it with other people.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Kumari, would you like to unmute yourself, please?
Hare Krishna Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. Voice of Sri Guru and Sri Guranga. I had more of a comment, because what you when you discussed what depression is, it just struck me like a lightning bolt, because I've never heard it phrased in that way. And yes, there are all these like material resources to understand depression more. I was just really blown away by the understanding that it's I forgot exactly the verbiage that you used. It's kind of like a separation or a distance from the Lord. And I really appreciate that understanding, and I wanted to delve into that a little more, because that was very, very helpful to me.
Yes, so helpful for everybody. Yes, thank you for that.
Maharaj, it looks like Aditi has come back. If
Okay.
you can unmute yourself.
Please accept my humble obeisances.
Thank you.
Gurudev, you mentioned root cause of depression is that soul is starving. But we see many devotees, even after being from so long in Krishna consciousness, somehow they become victim of depression. And when they discuss it with their counselors or mentors, spiritual counselors, they further suggest them to consult to a psychiatrist. And when further psychiatrist tells them that they should now take support of pills, and then when that devotee again asks his spiritual mentor that should he go with the pills, spiritual mentor suggest him to, yes, you should go with the pill. So here, even after studying so much, even after listening so much that how powerful Harinam is, the devotee mentor suggests like this to their students, like you should go with the pill. So what should we do? Like if we see someone in this situation, particularly devotees, if we see, so should we suggest them to go with pills?
That is very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. To have such a situation. Not quite long ago, I was looking at my page, and I saw something, medicine for depression. So because I speak about it many times. So when I saw that, I said, let me go then and get some more information to add to what I have. When I click on there, you know what came out? His holiday hotel marriage is out with heavy curtain, dancing and sweating and moving the whole crowd. Thousands of people were moving the whole crowd. I simply laughed. This is a medicine for depression. The pills will not help as much. It will make you more uncomfortable. It may relieve for some time, but it's not going to cure it. And the reason why devotees are they're also having this problem is because we are not taking our Christian consciousness seriously. It is not just enough to be a Hare Krishna devotee, or not even enough to chant sing around, or do so many services which we do, like you mentioned. We are hearing, we are serving, we are chanting. These things are not sufficient. We have to actually do these things consciously, because we have mentioned many times that it is not everything we do in our devotional environment which is devotional service. And most of the thing we do, it is mechanical. The chanting is mechanical. It's not the pure name, it's mechanical. We are chanting with offenses, a lot of offenses, minimizing the importance of the holy name, not giving attention to the holy name, being distracted by using cell phone while doing job. How can we overcome depression? It's not possible to overcome this. We are doing the right thing in a wrong way most of the times. So in this way, we are actually misrepresenting the movement. And Krishna is using that depression as a signal to let you understand that we are not doing the right thing. Still, we don't understand. We're still going to pills. There are many people who have changed from taking pills in this movement. I remember some devotees we have. One of them just took initiation a few days ago. The first time we met him, we were talking about depression. He is taking pills before sleeping. I stopped him from taking pills and we recommended chanting the holy name, which has stopped till today. So why should devotee have the same problem? I didn't recommend the person to psychiatric. We're able to stop the person from taking the pills before sleeping. And now the person is sleeping even during japa, which was not happening before. From chanting, it means that we are not chanting properly. Therefore, we are stressing and properly saying, let us give attention to our japa. Do not distract or allow our affection for Krishna to be taken away by cell phone. Please, let us not do this. If you do this, we'll be depressed. If you don't give time to proper hearing, to proper chanting, to consciously do our services, we'll be depressed. This is a signal from Krishna that we're not doing it right. Let us adjust ourselves. It's like anything else we do. If there is any deficiency somewhere, it's our duty to check where the problem is coming from and rectify it and fix it. But I've seen that many devotees are not doing that. Many devotees are not checking to see what is happening. They're simply going on and on and on. And unfortunately, taking shelter of mundane people. Instead of we to help the mundane people, we are taking shelter of mundane people. So I will prefer that to advise your devotee to please give attention to proper chanting. One day, practical example. And Prabhupada told one devotee who had come to him to complain, his mind is so disturbed and so useless. So Prabhupada did not preach philosophy to the person, neither did he chastise him. He asked him to go and bring crackers. 20 minutes, Prabhupada was chanting. 20 minutes. And the devotee was listening, Prabhupada was chanting. After 20 minutes, Prabhupada asked him, how do you feel? Perfect. Perfect. Prabhupada demonstrated this thing. It's the same medication mantra he chanted. He didn't give pills. The holy name he chanted. We do it mechanically, whimsically. We don't listen to the name. We don't have faith in the name. I was listening to Swami Sachinanda. He was talking about not having faith in the holy name, which is true, is the problem. If we don't have faith there, we don't believe the name is powerful, different from Christian, it can help us, then what will be the quality of our chanting? It will be mechanical, it will be useless. In fact, it's an offense. So why would not be depressed? So we should take time to do our japa very nicely. And all these things will become things of the past. The name is very powerful and has a very powerful purifying effect in those who take shelter. Let us take shelter of the holy name and be free from depression and other things. Thank you.
Okay, Maharaj, so excuse me. We have one question in the chat from a Palika Devidasi. Palika Devidasi, and also we have Yadavacharya Prabhu on the line with his hand raised. So I'll read the question really quick, and then go from there. So it says, Hare Krishna Srila Gurudev Dandava Pranams. In your Harinam series, you have said that the holy names is a person. He is hearing what we have in the mind while chanting, and he will respond to that. Whatever we have in the mind, it will produce. Can you please kindly shed light on that? Thank you.
Yes, the holy name of Krishna is a person, not just nothing. It's a person. It's a person with feelings as we are. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that the holy name, what? The holy name can do what? Can fulfill all desires. What does it mean? Both material and spiritual. If you chant the alphabet, you get material desire fulfilled. You have positions, you have money, you have fame and all that you get, but you don't get bhakti. But if you chant the pure name as you were just discussing, the name will give us prema, which is the purpose of chanting. It will give us Krishna prema. So it depends on what do we have in mind while we're chanting. The name is a person, so he knows what we're chanting for. And the name will respond to that. It's a person. He has feelings. He knows everything. So let us define exactly what is our purpose in chanting the holy name. If we know that, the name will give us. If you are chanting a name, you are thinking the Ram is from Chandra, you go to Ayodhya. You will not go to Goloka Vrindavan. If you are chanting the name Hare Krishna and Hare Rama, and you are thinking that this is Radha Raman, you go to Goloka Vrindavan, not Ayodhya, not just by contact. Depends on what we have in mind. If we are chanting the name, we are thinking that the name, it is ordinary thing that can give us a material facility. You get that. So the name fulfills all desires. That's what it means. So it should be very clear in our mind why we are chanting the name, the holy name, and what we are chanting the name for, and what do we expect to have from chanting. The name will provide it.
Yes, Yadavacharya Prabhu, if you could unmute yourself. And I think Maharaj is getting short on time, so we can be fast.
Yes, John. Maharaj, this is very wonderful. I've enjoyed all of what you've said is very true. And the biggest thing that I've realized over the years, and the problem that I've seen the devotees have, are those who are not giving their Krishna consciousness to others. The secret to our movement, the purpose that Srila Prabhupada came in the first place is to save souls. We will automatically get the benefit. But the problem that I'm seeing is very unfortunate that devotees become depressed because even though they're being given so many blessings, and many times I see devotees say, "Oh, please, Maharaj, give me your blessings." Well, yes, you have now all of the blessings. You have all the blessings from all the parampara, completely, totally. You have all the blessings. So what do? You keep them for yourself, and you're holding them, but there's not any giving. So
Right.
you cannot go back to Godhead simply by holding on without giving to others. The purpose is to be able to save souls. And I guarantee you from my experiences, those devotees who are always the happiest and most enlightened and are the strongest in their Krishna consciousness and not depressed are those who are doing Samkirtan, who are delivering the information, if it is electronic or however the process may be, they are giving to others to help them to save their souls. That's the secret to being happy in Krishna consciousness. Okay, thank you.
Very good, thank you. The selflessness is the key. Selflessness. Those who are selfish cannot be free from depression. Those who are selfless will be free from because we are giving. I was just listening exactly what you said. I was just listening to Guru this morning. I was talking about this morning. Thank you, Chariful.
Yeah. Thank you, Yadavacharya Prabhu. Yes, it's excuse me. It's because of Yadavacharya Prabhu that we even have this platform. He forced me to do this.
Thank you. This is selflessness. You know?
Thank you. Do you have time for one more question, Maharaj, or do you have to go?
Okay. No
okay. So no more hands going up, please. So Sham, would you please unmute yourself and ask your question?
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev, please accept my most humble obeisances.
Thank you.
Gurudev, as you mentioned in today's class that we should do prayerful reading. So can you please elaborate more on that? Like, what is the difference between a devotee who is doing just normal reading versus the one who is doing prayerful reading?
Yeah.
A bit more insights on that.
Yeah, thank you. Prayerful reading, you know very well that many devotees have this experience that you read for some time. When you close the book, you never remember anything. Nothing. What is happening? What is happening is that while we are reading, the mind is very engaged in something else. So we are simply reeling, not reading. So we forget. So prayerful reading keeps us attentive to the topic because we are looking for something. What is that? When we are reading anything, there are 4 things inside. The storyline, Prabhupada gave a story. There is a philosophy in everything that we read. There is similarities and analogies. There are 4 things inside everything that we read. And these things are there. If we are not doing prayerful reading, we won't be able to see it. So we should be able to see what is the philosophy here, what is the storyline here, what is the analogy here, what is the similarity proper put here. This is prayerful. We are giving full attention to what we are reading. And because our mindset is the most important, our mindset is that we want to communicate with Krishna. So reading is a communication with Krishna. Like we said before, that reading you are associating with Prabhupada and all the acharyas. So reading is communication with Krishna, communicating with Prabhupada and all the acharyas. So if we are communicating with someone, we are connected. You are connected with the person. Just like when you call a person. So you are connected, you are speaking with each other. So you are connected. Then you can hear each other and communicate. In the same way, if we are reading in this mood, I want to hear what Krishna wants to tell me. I want to hear what our acharyas are telling me. If you have this consciousness, that is prayerful reading, we will be able to understand everything carefully. And that is where we also get realizations. Realization comes from contemplation. Without contemplation, we will not have realization. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna, the devotees.
Thank you. Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna.
Bol. Yes,
Thank you, all
Prabhupada.
devotees. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Here. Thank you.
Oh, glory to Srila Prabhupada. Glory to the Vaishnavis. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for giving me the chance to associate with all of you this day.
And thank you so much, Maharaj. My humble obeisance is at your lotus feet. Thank you for coming on, and we hope to